Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. So if you are preparing for any government examination, the syllabus becomes very important for you to see that should you approach this examination, or the syllabus becomes very important for you to crack the examination also. So if you have started the preparation for the National Pension System Trust Grade A and Grade B, if you want to join as the assistant manager or manager in the NPS Trust, so you need to have the clarity about the syllabus that you will have to cover to crack the examination. Okay, so today we will discuss the detailed syllabus for the NPS Grade A and Grade B, and we will discuss the topics that you need to cover under the syllabus. So first of all, in the phase 1, there are the 5 sections that have been mentioned, that is English, reasoning, quant, general awareness, and there is also the component that consists of different subjects, okay, commerce, accountancy, management and such. Now the syllabus for English, reasoning, quant and general awareness has not been mentioned in the notification itself. So first of all, let's see the topics that are actually important for these sections as per the analysis that we have done. So there are some topics that you should be covering from for each of this section. Okay, so for the English, there is the topics like grammar. You should be having the knowledge of the basic grammar concepts like tenses, adjectives, conjunctions, prepositions and such. So grammar knowledge is required, the basic knowledge of grammar. Then the error spotting, sentence improvement, comprehension ability, the comprehension passage, cloze test, rearrangement, parajumbles and double fillers, vocabulary, synonyms, antonyms can also come. Okay, so these are some of the topics for English that you should be focusing on, that you should be covering. It's not like that only these topics you have to do, but these are some of the most important topics for your English section. Okay, now coming to reasoning. So these are the topics for reasoning that if you are preparing for any other examination, also for RBI, for SEBI, then you must have heard and you must have gone through these topics. So for NPS also, you should be focusing on these topics. Again, this is not exhaustive. This is just providing you the basic idea that these topics, first of all, try to do these topics, then you can move onwards with more of the topics under reasoning. But first of all, focus on these topics in reasoning. Okay. Then coming to quant, again in quant, these are the most important chapters or the topics that you should be focusing on, because in the other examination like RBI, SEBI and other regulatory body examination also, we have seen that these topics contain a lot of weightage and they are very important from regulatory body examination point of view. So for NPS also, you can focus on these topics first, and remember that the phase 1 is only qualifying in nature. You only have to qualify the phase 1. So do use your time very effectively and efficiently and focus on the topics that are more relevant from the examination point of view. So these are some of the topics. You can pause the video, you can take the screenshot, okay, and start with these topics for the quant, reasoning and English. Now coming to GA. Now GA is a very broad area. So in the GA, there is special mention and there is special focus that is given to the financial awareness, as it has been directly mentioned in the phase 1 pattern, that the general awareness including some questions related to financial sector. So financial awareness has to be focused also. Now financial awareness means the news related to RBI, the news related to SEBI, the news related to IRDI. So that is the financial sector. You have to focus on the financial sector news, the economic news, the national news you have to focus on. Okay, so in the general awareness, there are national news, MOUs are happening. Let's say India has done a MOU with a particular country. RBI has done a MOU with the Monetary Authority of Singapore or such. So this is the basic idea, that national news, international news, the summits that are happening, conferences that are happening abroad. The financial and economic news are very important. Like I have told you, SEBI related news, like SEBI has launched a new platform, let's say. So such news is affecting the whole of the economy. So such news become very important. Financial awareness, NPS related direct news, if there is any change or update that is coming in the NPS, so that you have to focus on. Now, so these are the topics for the general awareness. The focus has to be given to the financial sector. The focus has to be given to the financial and the economic news, as well as you also have to cover the GA from the perspective of national news, international news, defense, days in news, person in news, sports, science, technology and space. So I have noted down, I have brought for you the topics that you have to focus on in GA. Just keep on reading the newspapers, or if you are buying a course, they will be providing you the PDF. So in that PDF you will be getting all these things, or in the newspaper you will be getting this. So topics for GA, they are very broad. You might think that okay, so much I have to do, but remember that if you are going through the newspapers on the daily basis, or you are having a PDF provided by a organization, let's say you have bought a course and they are providing you the PDF, so they will be compiling everything for you, so you do not have to worry about it. Okay, yes, cramming has to be done in the GA section, and these are the topics for the GA section that I have noted it down for you. Okay, now we have discussed about English, the reasoning, quant and GA. I have provided you the topics that you should be focusing on first. You should be starting with these topics. Now coming to the commerce, accountancy, management and this. So in the syllabus directly, there is the mention and there is the details that have been provided for the syllabus for these subjects. Okay, so in the phase 2, because these same subjects are in your phase 1, as well as these same subjects are in your phase 2 also. So in the phase 1 as well as from the phase 2 perspective, so from the phase 1 as well as from the phase 2 perspective, you have to do these subjects. So for them there is the direct mention of the topics that is provided. So in commerce and accountancy, you have to focus on accounting as a financial information system. So you have to start from the basics and then you have to go to the higher level also. You have to know about the ratio analysis, the financial statement analysis and such. So the commerce and accountancy syllabus has been provided to you that you have to know in details. Okay, now management. So management seems like a very it seems that there are so many of the topics given under the management, but management is not a very difficult subject. Okay, if you focus on the theories, if you focus on the basic idea under the management, if you try to understand, you will be able to cover the management in a good timeline and in a very effective manner. Okay, so management, the topics are mentioned directly, that is HR, the human resource development, leadership is there. You have to focus on the management, the basic idea, scope and the nature of management, management processes, planning, organization, staffing. So there is the management process that you have to focus on. The role of manager in the organization, the leadership, the motivation, communication. So there are the major heads. These are the major heads, that is communication, motivation, HRD, leadership style, role of the manager in the organization and the management itself. Okay, so these are the major heads. Now coming to finance. So role and function of regulatory bodies in the financial sector. So there is the Reserve Bank of India, there is the Securities and Exchange Board of India, there is the IFSCA, that is the International Financial Services Centers Authority, there is also the IRDI, that is the regulator of the insurance sector. Okay, so you have to focus on the role and function of the regulatory bodies. Then you need to have the information about the primary market, secondary market, the forex market, the bond, equity and such, the functions, instruments and recent developments. Now basics of derivatives, forward, future, swap, even options is not directly mentioned here in the syllabus, but you can understand that if you are reading about derivatives, so do read about the options also, because a question can come from there also. Recent developments in the financial sector of India and world. Now you can understand that from the GA perspective also, from the general awareness perspective also, you have to read the current affairs, you have to read about the financial sector, you have to read about the economic and the financial news, as well as from the general studies perspective, as well as from the perspective of recent developments. Anyway, you have to read the financial sector news, the financial and the economic news. So do focus on that. Okay, financial inclusion, use of technology, alternate sources of finance, direct and indirect taxes, inflation. So in the finance, the syllabus might seem broad and very lengthy, but remember that the broad heads you have to focus on, like inflation. Under the inflation, definition, trends, so whatever is coming in under inflation, that you have to cover. And it seems like there is too much to cover, but actually inflation is only one topic. Under that there are sub points that are provided to you. Okay, so the topics are given, and under that whatever are the subtopics that you will be able to cover. Okay, so the syllabus might seem lengthy, but the subtopics are also being provided, so that's why it seemed lengthy. Otherwise, the main topics like inflation, it is only one topic. Under that there are 10 subtopics, but if you are studying about inflation, all the subtopics will anyway be covered, right? So the syllabus might seem lengthy, but do not be afraid with the length of the syllabus. Just focus on the topics that you have to cover. Okay, now data analytics and statistics is something that is newly added. This was not present in the previous notification. So in statistics there is measure of central tendency, the average, you like mean, mode, median, the dispersion, correlation, sampling methods, sampling distribution. Okay, all of this you have to cover. Okay, so measures of central tendency you have to do: mean, mode, median, and dispersion, correlation, sampling method, sampling distribution, statistical inference. See, all of these might seem very like technical or new, but if you start studying statistics, they will not take much time of yours. Okay, so it might seem very complicated, but once you start studying, they will start becoming more easier for you. Data analytics overview. So in the analytics field, you will be studying the different points. Okay, so data analytics overview, importance of data analytics, types, descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics. So different types of analytics you have to study. Measure of central tendency again. So all of this, like you will be studying statistics, then you will be studying the application of statistics also. So a lot of your knowledge of statistics will help you in data analytics also. Companies Act, this was already present in the previous notification also. So Companies Act you have to cover, as well as Indian Trust Act also you have to cover now. Okay, now economics, demand and supply, market structure. So all these topics are provided to you in economics, and again in economics you have to focus on the syllabus. So first of all, stick to the syllabus, because the syllabus in itself is very elaborative. So stick to the syllabus, try to understand all the concepts, all the topics one by one, and in the initial phases it might seem a little complicated, but slowly and slowly, even if you have the basic information, you will be able to build on that. Okay, so now pension sector of India and the world. So this the status of pension sector, different types of retirement schemes, NPS, Atal Pension Yojana, annuity plans. So the pension sector, you need to have the basic information in the pension sector also. Okay, so I have provided you the topics in the phase for the phase 1. So the topics have been provided for the phase 1, so that you have the like starting point, that okay, in the English what topics to be done in the initial phases, in the reasoning what topics to be done, in the quant what topics has to be done, the GA, in the GA what comes. So this all comes in the GA section. Okay, now in the phase 2, for the phase 2, the syllabus has already been provided by the organization itself, by in the notification itself. In the for the phase 2, for the paper 2, there is the syllabus that has already been elaborated for these subjects. So stick to the syllabus. First of all, try to cover the syllabus. Okay, and if you try to cover the syllabus, many of like it might seem a little lengthy in the starting, but slowly and slowly you will get the clarity and you will be able to proceed in a faster manner. Okay, so in the notification itself, the syllabus is provided for the paper 2 for these subjects, and this you have to do for the phase 1 also, this you have to do for the phase 2 also. Okay, so try to focus on the syllabus, try to cover the syllabus first of all, then go and find and read more about the other topics if you want to read, but first stick to the syllabus, first try to cover the syllabus. Okay, in the English and general studies descriptive test, there is no clarity that is provided in the notification itself, but we assume that in English usually the essay comes, précis, and the comprehension comes. Now here the general studies is also mentioned, so maybe the questions will be from the from the point of view of the general studies. Okay, the questions that can come from the descriptive point of view of the general studies. Okay, so this is the idea. I hope you get some clarity, and I hope you have seen this syllabus and the topics. So start with your preparation, and if you have any query, you can do mail us at hello@edutap.co.in. Okay, so you can mail us at hello@edutap.co.in, .co.in. So if you have any query, you can mail us. Okay, thank you very much. As well as if you are very much worried that how to cover the syllabus and I won't be able to do the self study, then the course is available for you, that is provided by EduTabs, and the link is given in the description box below. You can read more about the course. So thank you very much everyone. Thank you for joining.